Am I audible? Yes, am I audible? Hope your previous lecture is over. Okay. Last time we started with the entity relationship model, right? We'll just go through the quiz attempts, then we'll start. Quiz 5. Hope screen is visible. Quiz 5 attempt is 46. Why so much less? Also, strength is very less today. Why 23 people? 23 out of that my screen, my sharing login and host login. Okay, remove these three. There are 20 people only. Am I audible? Why
Yes,
strength
sir.
is less? Yes, Priya, you are saying something.
No, sir.
Why less attendance? Previous lecture was there, no? Guys finished early. People have a habit. Previous lecture over, leave the class. Maybe. I want to get the reason exactly because we are going to cover some part. Then again, many people. If you consider 23 out of 76, in that my screen and my attendance and host attendance 3 minus 3, only 20 people. Remaining 56 people. Where are they? And they will miss the content which we are going to conduct. And even regarding attendance of quiz, as less number of students are there of whom to ask, that is problem also. To attend the quizzes on time. Yes, we started with the entity relationship diagram model introduction and seen some terms, some concepts.
हॅलो सर, तुमचा माईक ऑफ आहे, आवाज येत नाही.
Oh, okay. Hope it is audible now. I was explaining something. Okay, let it be. Maybe I forgot to unmute it. Okay, thank you. It happens. Two things we have seen. So I was about to say that this much things we have covered up to the last lecture. Am I audible right now? Yes. Okay. Next, it's degree of relationship set. Degree of relationship set tells you that how many entity sets are involved. How many entity sets are involved. Depending on that, we can say the degree of relationship set. For example, if we see this example, then instructor is a single relation, student is a single relation. So advisor is a relationship set. This is not relation, this is the attribute of this relationship set, right? So relationship set advisor has a one at left instructor relation, one as a right at student relation. So there are two relations. And we can say this relationship set degree is binary. Why binary? Because this is a 1 and this is a 2. Binary indicates two values, 0 and 1. Similarly, this advisor as a relationship set has one at the left, one at the right, two relations. And it involves entire this scheme involves two relationship sets. So we can say degree of relationship set is 2 and it is a binary. Okay. So if this example we are considering right now, this is not a relation, remember, this is the attribute of this advisor. So instructor started advising this student from this date. This is how it is. Right? Most relationship sets in the database are binary. Most relationship sets in the database are binary. And it's very rare that uh, it is not having binary relationship set. But it is rare, but it is possible. So relationships can have a more than two relations. Ternary relationship, that is called as ternary relationship. Okay. So we'll see the example of ternary also. Binary example we have seen. Right? Is it okay now? So involve two entity set and degree is 2. And most relationship sets in the database are binary. Relationship between more than two entity sets are very rare and most relationships are binary. But it can present and we'll see this example, which is a ternary relationship. Ternary represent more than two. Binary represent only two. So we'll see non-binary relationship set, which is a ternary. As I said, most relationships are sets are binary, and we can say degree is always 2. But there are certain occasions, there are certain situations where we represent the relationship set by using more than two relations. And sometimes it is very convenient to represent the concept by using this. Then such relationship sets are called as a non-binary relationship sets, and always we represent it as a ternary relation. ER diagram represents ternary relationship. Now we'll take three relations. Look at this example now. Project guide is a relationship set present. So project guide one left instructor relation, project guide one right student relation. So this indicates that instructor who's having three attributes, ID, name, salary, underscore is there. This indicates this is the primary key. Student has three attributes, ID, name, and total credits. Again, this indicates underscore indicates this is the primary key of the student relation. So instructor is acting as a project guide to the student. Right? So this is the relationship set. Project guide is a relationship set. This indicates instructor ID name salary is acting as a project guide to these students, and they are working on this project. So this is a project which has a third relation. Students are working on this project, and for this project to these students, instructor is acting as a project guide. So we are representing here non-binary, more than two, non-binary relationship set. Then degree definitely will have a 3. It depends on how many relations are involved. Okay, are you clear up to this? Any doubt up to this moment? Okay, so relationship sets can have a binary relations or ternary relationship set. Binary involves two entity sets, and always degree is calculated based on the number of entity sets, and always it is having binary degree 2. But more than that can have, and then in such cases it is called as a non-binary relationship set. Example, you've seen just now. Okay. Then we go ahead. Any doubt up to this? Any problem? Are you clear? Replying messages. Any problem up to this moment? Are you clear with degree of relationship set? There is one more term, cardinality of relation. One more term, cardinality. And it is represented as number of rows. We'll see. So next thing is complex attributes. Rather than complex attributes, we'll see attribute types. So we are saying instructor will have this attribute. Then how many such types of attributes we can consider? And those we represent as a complex attributes. Okay. Attribute types we'll see. Simple attributes, composite attributes, single valued attributes, multi-valued attributes, derived attributes. So these are the types of attributes. Domain is a set of permitted value for each attribute. Permitted value for each attribute. For example, this is the ID, na? Course, and we can say instructor ID, right? Instructor ID. Right? So in instructor ID attribute, there will be a 76766 represent ID value, that is a domain value. I cannot write in the instructor ID the name of that trick. Trick is a different attribute, that is a name attribute, instructor name. Student ID, student name. So student ID will be always integer, and this is how we can represent. Shankar or Zhang or Brown or AOI cannot act as a value of ID of student. They are named. So we say the set of permitted value of the attribute is called as a domain value. So if attribute is ID, always it can be represented by using numbers only. It depends on the data type also. If I take data type as a varchar combination of characters and integer, then such value will be allowed as a ID. A101 like that or something like that. Sometimes there are classes, no? A class, B class, C class. C23 is the ID of student, roll number. It can make MECH 2020, CSE 101, NBID. So ID value which we have allowed, that is a permitted. Permitted value of attribute is called as a domain. Apart from domain, there are almost 5 types of attributes. One is a simple attribute, composite attribute, single valued attribute, multi-valued attribute. Example is given, multi-valued attribute, phone numbers, we'll see that. And derived attribute, which is computed from other attribute value, which is calculated from other attribute value. Rather than calculated, computed is the best, we can say, word to define it. Simple attributes though are those attributes which are very simple in nature. They don't have the parts of it. They cannot be divided. Composite attributes are those attributes where we can divide this attribute into different parts. So we'll see here example. Suppose name is there. If I say only name is there, then it is a simple attribute. But if we divide this name, is it dividable? Yes. We can consider this as a first name, this as a middle name, and last name as a surname. Right? So we can divide name into 3 parts. First name, middle initial or middle name, and surname or last name. Then the attributes which is divisible in 3 parts is called as a composite attribute. So in this case, name we can divide in 3 parts: first name, middle name, surname or last name. Then name stands in this case as a composite attribute. If I say subject as a database engineering, so it is a simple attribute. We cannot divide subject in different parts. How many such attributes are there which we can divide in different parts? For example, if we consider address, we can divide address in different parts. Address can be represented using street, so street as a value of another attribute, city, state, and postal pin code. So we can divide address in these 4 parts: street, city, state, and postal code. So in this case, address will act as a composite attribute because it is dividable. Street will take. Street also can be represented as street number, street name, and apartment number. So street again acts as a composite attribute. Hope you are clear with what is meant by composite attribute. City cannot divide in city number, city name, or something like that. So city will have only simple value. Rather than I will say city also has a single value. So it becomes single valued attribute also. State, we cannot divide state in different parts. Right? So state is not a composite attribute. Pin code will have always only single value. Simple. It will have a pin, nothing else. And that pin is a code. For example, Pandharpur city, if we consider, state is a Maharashtra, postal code is, pin code is 413304. Right? Are you clear with simple and composite attributes? Reply me in messages. Are you clear? Composite attributes. Any doubt? Reply me in message. Yes or no? Are you listening? Are you clear with composite attributes? Type your answer yes or no in the message. Let me see how many of you are listening. Prasad, V, Vedika, Rituja, Sudhakar, Priya, Priyanka, Rajashri. These many people are listening only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Anit. So we can say that simple attribute and composite attribute. The attribute which is dividable in different parts can be composite attribute. For example, name. Name can be divided in first name, middle name, last name. Address can be divided in street, city, state, postal code. Street again can be divided in street number, street name, and the apartment number. We represent or express the attributes, complex attributes with this. So this indicates what? Instructor. Instructor indicates it is a entity, relation. It will have a ID as a attribute and name. Name, you can see name, and in that there are three parts which are represented: first name, middle name, initial name, last name, right? So this indicates name is a composite attribute. That's how we can represent. Next, address. Again, address is divided in three parts. Yeah, these four parts, and in that also street is also again can be represented by using these three parts. Right? 3 or 4, whatever. So we can divide it. So address can be street, city, state, zip. So address is a composite attribute like this name. Street again composite attribute like the street number, street name, apartment number. This is how we represent it, express. Now, single valued and multi-valued. Single valued, I can say pin code, your city. Pin code will have only single value. Now, when I say multi-valued attribute, phone number. Now, if I take any number, phone number, then if that person has a 2 SIMs, then in phone number we can represent one first SIM number and second SIM number. Right? In same mobile number or phone number if we say, and if that person has 2 SIMs, he can represent by using one SIM number, second SIM number. So it is more than one value for the phone number, more than one value for the mobile number. So then it is called as a such kind of attribute is called as a multi-valued attribute. And we represent multi-valued attribute by using this curly braces. Okay, curly braces. So this indicates it is a phone number. Clear? Composite attribute is represented like this. Multi-valued attribute can be represented like this. Simple and single valued attributes like this. So if I say city is simple valued, state is simple valued, zip single valued attribute, then we can represent like this. But phone number, one person can have 2 SIMs, 2 mobile numbers. Even he can represent by his landline number also. So in that case, we can write 3 values in the phone number. So it is a multi-valued attribute. We represent in this manner using curly braces inside the instructor entity relation. Date of birth. Date of birth, single valued attribute. Now, next attribute is derived attributes. Can be computed from other attribute value. Derived attributes are those attributes which are computed from other attribute value. If I know the date of birth of one person, we can tell his or her age, right? कोणाला तरी विचारलं तुमचं एज सांगा, सांगणार नाही, पण त्यांची डेट ऑफ बर्थ बघितली तर आपल्याला कळून जाईल की त्यांचं एज काय आहे. So we are computing the value of age based on the value of another attribute, and that is the date of birth. फोन नंबर माहिती आहे तुम्हाला, फोन नंबर वरून त्याचं तुम्ही स्टेट सांगू शकता का? म्हणाल सर सोपं आहे सर, ट्रू कॉलर ओपन करा आणि त्यात मोबाईल नंबर टाका, सगळे डिटेल्स येतील. नॉट लाईक दॅट, जस्ट बाय रीडिंग. So if you know mobile number, can you tell the state of that person, city of that person? No, not at all. But if I know the date of birth of any person, आता इथं मी काही ट्रू कॉलर वापरत नाहीये, डेट ऑफ बर्थ असेल तर मी सांगू शकतो की त्याचं एज आहे. The person whose birth date is, suppose year is 2020, I can guess that his age is 21 years almost. Right? If I know the month and date, exact age I can tell you. So age is a kind of a attribute which we can compute. जरी सांगितलं नसेल तर, माहिती नसेल व्हॅल्यू तर, दिले असेल तर इट्स ओके. But age is a kind of a attribute. So we say the attribute value which is computed from the value of other attribute. Such attributes are called as a derived attributes, and we represent derived attributes by using this kind of function. So age is an example of derived attribute. We can tell a person's age if we know the date of birth of that person, he or she. Right? So age is represented as a derived attribute, and like this we can notate it in the entity. ID, name, composite attribute. Address, composite attributes. In that, street also composite attribute. Phone number is a multi-valued attribute. Date of birth is a single valued attribute. And age. It's derived attribute. So this any problem, any doubt? Hope you are clear with. Yes. If offline we consider, there will be a definite question on this. Explain in detail the types of attributes. You are supposed to write first name of 5 different attributes, types of attributes, and then explain one by one with example. For example, first 5 names of types of attributes are simple attribute, composite attribute, single valued attribute, derived attribute, and multi-valued attribute. Okay, we'll move ahead. Mapping cardinality constants. Already you have learned under the study experiment, right? So there are 4 mapping cardinalities. 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to 1, and many to many. We express number of entities to which the another entity can be associated via relationship set as a mapping cardinality constraint. And this is most useful in describing your relationship sets like binary or ternary beings. And for binary relationship set, the mapping cardinalities are of 4 types: 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to 1, and many to many. So it is an association between the 2 entities via relationship set. association between two entities and it should have relationships at present. Then and then we can express that as a 4 types: mapping, cardinality, constraint. For example, if I say A as an entity set and these are the attributes, B as an entity set and these are the attributes, then these attributes are associated with each other through the relationship set. So A1 to B1, A2 to B2, A3 to B3, then we can say this is a, also depending on this line, it is a 1 to 1. 1 to many is represented like this. So A1 is associated with B1 and B2. Here if we consider A1 is only associated with B1. So it is a 1 to 1. A1 is not only associated with B1, it is also associated with B2. So it is more than 1. So at this side, at left side only one attribute and other 2 or more than 1. Then such mapping cardinality we can represent as 1 to many mapping cardinality. One to one, one to many. Are you clear? Any doubt up to this? झालेला आहे स्टडी एक्सपेरिमेंट मध्ये तुम्ही वाचणं अपेक्षित आहे तरी पण आपण रिवाइज करतो. As I said, some part of practical is covered in theory and theory is covered in practical, like this. This is all we are finishing first 2-3 minutes. Second unit is already started. We have covered in the lectures, practicals. Third unit is also started, which we are covering some part in the practicals. Okay. So are you clear with 1 to 1 mapping cardinality, 1 to many mapping cardinality? If no doubts are there, we'll go ahead. We can represent many to 1. Many to 1 and many to many relationships, and that is using mapping cardinality. A1 and A2, A1 and A2 from A relationship set are related to B1 of B relationship set or set of relations. So A1 and A2 both are related to only single entity at this other side. So we can say here many as A1 and A2 and 1 as a B1. A3 to B2 and A4, A5 to B3. So such this kind of representation is, we can say, many to 1 mapping cardinality representation. And many to many in this case. A1, A2 are related to B1. A1, A2 are also related to B2. A3 B to B3 and A4 to B3. Many to many. So some elements in A and B may not be mapped to any elements in other set. It can also happen. So some elements are not mapped, and those who are mapped, we can represent it as 1 to 1, 1 to many, many to 1, many to many. Again, A1 to B1, A2 to B2, A3 to B3. So 1 to 1. 1 to many, A1 is associated with B1 and B2. A2 is associated with B3 and B4. So 1 to many. A1, A2 are associated with B1. A3 to B2 and A4, A5 to B3. So many to 1. Many to many. A1, A2, A1 is with B1 and B2, A2 to B1, A3 to B3 and A4 to B3. So many to many. We express cardinality constant by drawing either a directed line like this or undirected line. And depending on this, we can represent that. So we express cardinality in the ER diagram notations using directed line and undirected line. Directed line indicates it is a one mapping cardinality, only one. And undirected line indicates it is a many between the relationship set and entity set. For example, one-to-one relationship between instructor and student as an advisor is represented, and we can represent by using directed line. This indicate direction means one, signify one. So one to one. Advisor is related to one instructor, one student. So one instructor is advising only one student. This is the meaning of this. This is a one to one mapping cardinality constant. One instructor advises only one student, or one student is taking advice from the one instructor. Student is associated with at most one instructor. Conditional. Constant. One student is associated with at most one instructor via the relationship set advisor. Mapping cardinality म्हणलं होतं आपण. Express number of entities which another entity can be associated via relationship set. आता ते रिअल एक्झाम्पल बघतोय आपण. इन्स्ट्रक्टर आता वन टू वन कसं ओळखायचं, तर या दोघांमध्ये एक लाईन असते, एक तर ती डिरेक्शन असते, डिरेक्टेड लाईन, एल्स अनडिरेक्टेड लाईन. डिरेक्टेड लाईन असेल तर वन, अनडिरेक्टेड असेल तर मीन. नाउ at both sides it is a directed line present between the instructor, student and relationship set advisor. That's why we can say this is a one-to-one relationship set between instructor and student. So student is associated with most one instructor. One to many. Now we can see here. One to many. One instructor, it is indicating directed line. One instructor can advise many students. So this is a many student. That means undirected line. So here the constant, regarding this example, the constant is an instructor is associated with several. Several means more than zero or more than one. Many students via advisor relationship set. And student is associated with most one instructor. For example, TG case, TG teacher. TG teacher, only one. Students are many. In one TG batch, there can be 20 or 12 students. But those students are only related to only single teacher. One student associated with most one instructor. That's why it is a single. But one instructor can act or as a TG teacher to many students. So this is a many and this is single one, single instructor, right? This is one to many. Many to one will be exact reverse of this. Many to one. So one instructor. Now can we say one instructor? No. An instructor is associated with at most one student, but student is associated with several instructors via advisor. So this is a many to one relationship set. This indicates many to one. Always we go from left to right. So left, which line indicates? With that we start. Left, it is directed line, so one. To right also it is directed line, so one to one. To left, it is directed line, so one. At right side, it is undirected line, so one to many. Undirected at left, so many. Directed line at right side is one, so many to one, and many to many will be like this. So instructor is associated with several students, many students via advisor relationship set. Students are associated with several instructors via advisor entity relationship set, right? So this is many to many relationship set. Are you clear? Mapping cardinality. Up to this, any doubt? Are you clear with one to one to many to one, many to many relationship set cardinalities, and how we can represent using the ER diagram notations. We represent one by directed line. We represent many by undirected line. Yes. Any doubt up to this? Reply in messages. Any doubt up to this? Yes. So we'll stop here. So this, whatever we have covered, that much for today's lecture. We'll continue in next lecture. We'll go to attendance part. Saturday as event was there, so we haven't conducted lecture. As per participant list, we'll go for. Very few students are present today. 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. 13, 14, 17. 13, 14, 17. And 27, 31. And 27, 31. 36. 37, 46. 37, 46. 47, 51, 52. 47, 51, 53. 58, 69. 58, 69. 71, 74. 71, 74. These are the present numbers. Once again, I will say 74, 71, 69, 58, 53, 51, 47, 46, 37, 36, 31, 27, 26, 17, 14, 13, 10, 9, 8, 7. These are the present numbers. Anybody missed? Anybody remained? We'll stop here.